Today is Saturday, July 25th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're on Bill's story. We will be reading page 15. The 12 and 12, we're on Step 3. We'll read page 37. And of course, we'll read NA's Just for Today and Al-Anon's Courage to Change. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this beautiful Saturday morning, my friends. July 25th, it is my cousin Jen's birthday today. And she is in the 40 club with me now. And she is an absolute miracle story. Happy birthday to you, Jen. Not too long ago, she had melanoma that had metastasized to one of her lungs, and it was an extremely dangerous situation. And the doctors didn't give her much hope, but they were able to remove the lung and the cancer, and now she's got tabs on it, but she survived the surgery. What a miracle that is. And I am so thankful. She and I are closer now than we've ever been. And I am so thankful for her. And I wish you an absolute, I don't know if she's listening to this, but happy birthday to my dear cousin Jen. I love you. And with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from the last couple of days of reading, on page 13, we talked about all the steps that Bill did after his encounter with Ebby, which basically we see 3 through 12 on display. In yesterday's reading, we talked about the spiritual experience, and we talked about the second part of the 12th step, which is working with others. So we are going to build on working with others today. We're on page 15. My wife and I abandoned ourselves with enthusiasm to the idea of helping other alcoholics to a solution to their problems. It was fortunate, for my old business associates remained skeptical for a year and a half, during which I found little work. I was not too well at the time and was plagued by waves of self-pity and resentment. This sometimes nearly drove me back to drink. But I soon found that when all other measures failed, work with another alcoholic would save the day. Many times I've gone to my old hospital in despair. On talking to a man there, I'd be amazingly lifted up and set on my feet. It is a design for living that works in rough going. We commenced to make many fast friends, and a fellowship has grown up among us, of which it is a wonderful thing to feel a part. The joy of living we really have, even under pressure and difficulty. I've seen hundreds of families set their feet in the path that really goes somewhere. I've seen the most impossible domestic situations righted. Feuds and bitterness of all sorts wiped out. I have seen men come out of asylums and resume a vital place in the lives of their families and communities. Business and professional men have regained their standing. There is scarcely any form of trouble and misery which has not been overcome among us. In one western city and its environs, there are 1,000 of us and our families. We meet frequently so that newcomers may find the fellowship that they seek. At these informal gatherings, one may often see from 50 to 200 persons. We are growing in numbers and power. And a little footnote here, in 2017, AA is composed of approximately 118,305 groups. And if I were a betting man here in the year 2026, I bet you there's a couple more. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. And yesterday we talked about, if I give all this over to God, then what becomes of me? I'm no longer independent. And it's actually been the opposite case, according to page 36. And it said here on 36, by so accepting our dependence upon this marvel of science, we find ourselves more independent personally. Not only are we more independent, we're even more comfortable and secure. Power flows just where it is needed. Silently and surely, electricity, that strange energies that so few people understand, meets our simplest daily needs, and our most desperate ones too. By depending on the program, we can live these peaceful lives. And by being at peace, we're not so afraid of failure, and therefore we try new things, have an open mind, and our faith grows. So we're going to build on that on page 37. Should his own image in the mirror be too awful to contemplate, and it usually is, he might first take a look at the results normal people are getting from self-sufficiency. Everywhere he sees people filled with anger and fear, society breaking up into warring fragments. Each fragment says to the others, "We are right and you are wrong." Every such pressure group, if it is strong enough, self-righteously imposes its will upon the rest. And everywhere the same thing is being done on an individual basis. The sum of this mighty effort is less peace and less brotherhood than before. The philosophy of self-sufficiency is not paying off. Plainly enough, it is a bone-crushing juggernaut whose final achievement is ruin. Therefore, we who are alcoholics can consider ourselves fortunate indeed. Each of us has had his own near-fatal encounter with the juggernaut of self-will, and has suffered enough under its weight to be willing to look for something better. So it is by circumstance, rather than by any virtue, that we have been driven to AA, have admitted defeat, have acquired the rudiments of faith, and now want to make a decision to turn our will and our lives over to a higher power. NA just for today, July 25th. 12-step failure? Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to addicts and practice these principles in all our affairs. Step 12. There is no such thing as a failed 12-step call. Even if our prospect doesn't get clean, we've accomplished two purposes. We planted the seed of recovery in the mind of the addict, with whom we have shared our experience, strength, and hope. And we ourselves have stayed clean another day. Rarely does a recovering addict leave a 12-step call with anything but a deep dose of gratitude. Sometimes we are practicing the 12th step without even realizing it. When our coworkers or other acquaintances know some of our history and see what kind of person we are today, they know where to go when they have a friend or loved one in need of our help. We are often the best attraction that NA has to offer. For many addicts, the 12th step is the cornerstone of recovery. We truly believe that we can only keep what we have by giving it away. The paradox of the 12th step is evident, for in giving, we receive. Just for today, I will remember that I am a living example of the 12th step. I cannot fail when I try to carry the message to another addict. Courage to Change, July 25th. After years of letting people take advantage of me, I had built up quite a store of anger, resentment, and guilt by the time I found Al-Anon. So many times I wanted to bite off my tongue after saying yes when I really wanted to say no. Why did I continue to deny my own feelings just to gain someone's approval? As I worked the Al-Anon program, the answer became apparent. What I lacked was courage. In the Serenity Prayer, I learned that courage is granted by my higher power. So that is where I turned first. Then it was up to me to do my part. Was I willing to try to learn to say no when I meant to? Was I willing to accept that not everyone would be thrilled with this change? Was I willing to face the real me behind the people-pleasing image? Fed up with volunteering to be treated like a doormat, I squared my shoulders and answered yes. Today's reminder. It is not always appropriate to reveal my every thought, especially when dealing with an active alcoholic. But do I make a conscious choice about what I say? And when it is appropriate, do I say what I mean and mean what I say? If not, why not? All I have to offer anyone is my own experience of the truth. There is a price that is too great to pay for peace. One cannot pay the price of self-respect. Quote from Woodrow Wilson. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. And man, do I love that last reading. It reminds me of what a dear friend of mine, he spoke about one time. He was talking about the Serenity Prayer. I remember him reflecting on the Serenity Prayer, saying that peace cannot exist while ego and arrogance are filling, his soul. And he also pointed out the word grant. It means it's a gift freely given, but it is to be used for a specific purpose. So when I ask that God would grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, I will freely be given that serenity. But I have to accept the fact that there's my past I can't change. But I do believe that He'll give me the courage to change what I can today. And the discernment and the wisdom to know the difference. It's a free gift, but it's given for a specific use. I love that. I love that breakdown that he did. It's just beautiful. And then going back to the step work that was mentioned in NA, and also mentioned in the Big Book, Bill's story, talking about when all else fails, working with another alcoholic saves the day. I've been on shaky ground before. I've laid on the bed at times, reading a book, and out of nowhere, hey, well, you know what'd be really good right now? Rob, why don't you take you a drink? And then my brain starts to think about it a little bit more. Even, guys, this is talking about in sobriety for me. I've been there. But then I snap out of it and I fall back on my training. And my training tells me, hey, do those 5 things. Call your sponsor. Go to a meeting. Pray. Read the Big Book or help somebody else. And a lot of times that's my first move, is to just instantly get outside of myself and reach out to somebody else. To get out of my head, which can be a scary place sometimes, especially in moments like that, and be of service to somebody else. And even though that other person might not be helped at all, at least on the surface, we never really know. Just like the NA reading said, those seeds have been planted, and maybe we might never see them grow in front of us. But God can and will do the growing. So 1, we planted the seed of recovery. And 2, it's helped ourselves to stay sober another day. How beautiful is that? And yeah, that old classic paradox of if we can't keep it unless we give it away. I can't speak on behalf of anyone else but myself when I say that. That has proven to be true in my life. But with that, my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you all have a good one. And please know, as always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect or denomination. I'm just a joyful drunk in this lifeboat of recovery. Honored to be here another day. And also, if you are sober today, I hope you know that you're a miracle. And you have a unique superpower to help the next suffering alcoholic or anybody else that's in your bubble. You're giving a great gift to everybody around you. And if you're not sober and somehow you're hearing this, I want you to know that you are loved and you are a miracle as well. And you have a unique opportunity to make the first step toward change today, and you don't have to do it alone. We're here for you. We got your back, and we're rooting for you. Please reach out. Do not isolate. Don't make the mistakes I have. Going, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And then continue to get sink lower and lower in the quicksand of my alcoholism. It was awful. So please, just know this, your best chapters are yet to be written. And on the other side of it, sobriety is so much better, and you are worthy of recovery. and I meant it when I said that you're loved. And with that, my friends, I hope you all have a great one, and for giving another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.